Round 7 of the Miltech Sport Volkswagen Racing Cup here at Silverstone, set to get underway. But drama for Howard Fuller down the pit lane. He should have been second on the grid. David Sutton is on pole, but Howard Fuller with a problem. He's headed down the pit lane. Can he start from there? Let's see. 5-second board displayed. Lights go red. When the lights go out at Silverstone, we will be go. And it's a good start by David Sutton from pole position. Good start by Lucas Orrick in 33 as well. But Sutton leads the way as the delayed start drivers, Joe McMillan among them, get away now. It's McMillan and Michael Epps with the 10-second delayed start. They leave the grid after everybody else. And Alton Pot winner McMillan has got a lot of work to do. On a slippery road for the first time, up towards the Beckett's S's they go. Orrick slides out wide, but David Sutton it is who leads the way. Orrick second, Aaron Mason's red and white Sirocco third, Phil House fourth, and then it's Robert Barrable's white Golf fifth, ahead of Joe Fulbrook. Everybody else slithers their way round Beckett's. It's a very wet and treacherous road, some being braver than others. David Sutton it is then who leads the way as they work their way down towards Stoke Corner for the first time. Orrick has a look up the inside and trying to bag the race lead. Is it going to work for him? He's almost level. Can't quite do it as they work their way around Stoke Corner for the first time. Down through Vale. Sutton leads in the black Sirocco. Orrick and Mason second and third. Have a look at the white Golf of Robert Barrable. Up to fourth round the outside as they dive to the end of Vale. And the Irishman, very accomplished rallyman, came into this championship at the back end of last year. He was bang on the pace then, and it's great to have him back. On board with Phil House, he watches Barrable run wide. Past the wing on the right-hand side, and now up towards Abbey. Very fast right-hander, run wide, use the curb if you're brave enough. House skims it with the left wheels, and now up towards Village. Fulbrook attacks on the inside. Look, Joe Fulbrook in the blue and white Golf goes through. He gets past House, he gets past Barrable. What a move! House fights back. Fulbrook to the left. He retakes the place. House is ahead of Barrable though, and all of this great racing is playing into the hands of the race leaders because they, look, are getting away up front. Sutton it is leading the pack. Orrick second, Mason third. But a discernible gap has opened up between the top three and everybody else as they get to the end of Wellington Straight. Joe Fulbrook runs fourth now. Barrable round the outside of House. Barrable looks for extra traction on the outside line there. Now House tries to go round the outside at Luffield. If he's got the drive out of the corner, he will gain the place back again. This for fifth place. House goes through, does he? Yes, he does. Fantastic racing at the end of lap one. The downside is that all those involved have fallen away a little bit from the leaders who go down towards Copse Corner. Slippery surface flag out there as well. Is that just because of the track conditions, or is there anything lying on the road as well? Let's try and see as they work their way round Copse. Barrable coming under attack as well now. Look as the cars sprint up towards the Beckett's S's once more. There goes Joe Fulbrook, the reigning champion, and he's hunting down the leading gaggle now, and in fact he is just edging away ever so slightly from Phil House. House taking Barrable with him, and then look next in the Q36, Tom Witts with the green Sirocco. Jack Walker-Tully behind him, struggling relative to how well he went at Rockingham. Replay of Phil House early in the race, look, loses out to Lucas Orrick, who goes around the outside coming out of Copse Corner. And then up the inside goes Aaron Mason, so House losing places on the opening lap on the run up to Beckett's. Waved yellow flags at the end of Vale. Somebody has had a drama, and that means no overtaking allowed. Big frustration for Aaron Mason. He's just got himself right onto the back of Lucas Orrick, but he can't do anything about it. The leaders have all bunched up as well. Out of club they come past the Formula One pits up towards Abbey. The three leaders as one, but they need now to just be mindful of where Joe Fulbrook is, because the man in fourth place is inching up onto the tail of them. Mason looking for a way past second placed Orrick. Mason's largely white Sirocco tucked up behind her. That's Simon Andrews retiring. Upon its side, liveried Golf out of the race, and a change for the race lead. Orrick up the inside of Sutton going into Village. He makes the move stick. Sutton has a look up the inside going into the loop. He's on the inside line. Is he going to work for him? Let's see. No, he can't get the drive out of the corner. Mason on the outside, look nearest to us. Up the curb goes Sutton's black Sirocco, and look behind, the blue Golf, the blue-backed Golf at least of Joe Fulbrook, is almost with them now. It is 4 for the race lead as they come down towards Brooklands. Make it 5 really, because Phil House is almost in touch as well. Lucas Orrock in 33 leads the way. Aaron Mason is second. And who is going to be third when they come back into shot? It's Fulbrook. Joe Fulbrook goes third. Mason up the inside of Orrock now to challenge for the race lead. Does it work for him? Not quite. Lucas Orrock hangs on to the advantage as now they work their way through Woodcote up towards the line. Past the pits, David Sutton is the real loser on that lap. He's tumbled down the order to 4th place. Can he fight back? 20-minute race this, remember, rather than a set number of laps. And Aaron Mason all over the back of Lucas Orrock like a cheap suit. And Joe Fulbrook tries to buy into this as well. He's the only one of the Golf drivers now running in this leading gaggle. Robert Barrable having fallen back. Orrock slides into Beckett's. Mason slides with him. 4 as 1. And Phil House, perhaps intelligently here, holding a watching brief in 5th, just lagging back a length or so, waiting to see what kicks off ahead of him. On board with Joe Fulbrook. Onto the hanger straight they come now. Grabs a gear. Still spray on the windscreen as he heads down towards Stoke Corner. Ahead you can see Orrock and Mason teeing themselves up for a move. It is still Orrock who leads the way. Mason second. Fulbrook to the outside line. Stowe. But he's not near enough to take advantage of anything there. Down through Vale now. Into the braking zone they come. It is still Lucas Orrock who leads the way, but look, Sutton and House in the black and then silver and green Siroccos respectively are right up with the leaders. 5 cars as 1, and this is the view of Phil House. The drama he's got is that although he's quick, he wants to overtake. In order to do that, he has to go offline, and that's where it's even more slippery. Into Abbey now. Nose to tail for 4th and 5th places. David Sutton just ahead of us in the black Sirocco. He's the championship leader, remember. And Phil House tries the outside at Village. That's going to be the inside up to the loop. No, it's not, because he loses out there. Sutton has track position before they get to the clipping point. It's still Lucas Orrock then who leads the way. Mason runs second, and Joe Fulbrook's ultra-smart Golf running third. 2 more Siroccos behind him. The black car of Sutton, then Phil House, and they pan out across the road, 3 wide. Fulbrook hasn't got the grunt, so he slots back in. It is still Lucas Orrock hanging on to the advantage here. Down they come through Brooklands. The 3 race leaders as 1. On board with Fulbrook, he's got the Siroccos just up the road ahead of him. Lucas Orrock, runner-up in the championship last year. Fulbrook, the champion last year. And Aaron Mason, double champion himself as well, as they work their way now up towards the timing line once again. You've got some of the top drivers here running in this leading battle. For now, Lucas Orrock is the man who just has the advantage. Into Copse Corner once more. Let's see, is it 3, is it 4, is it 5 for the race lead? It's still one long line of cars. Lucas Orrock is the man in charge. Replay here of dramas coming out of Club Corner. A spin for both Simon Rudd and also Simon Deaton. More after the break.
We're all busy, but sometimes put off the important things, like helping to provide financial protection for your family if the worst should happen.
Welcome to Smart Insurance. You're speaking to Lisa. How may I help you?
Hi. Your advert for life insurance says I can arrange cover over the phone with no complicated forms.
Yes, that's right. Would you like a quick quote?
Please.
OK, as long as you're a UK resident, aged 18 to 64, you can apply for a benefit amount of £60,000 up to £750,000 to give you and your family peace of mind.
Great.
You won't need a medical or a blood test, just a few health and lifestyle questions to answer. I just need to get your age and smoker status.
I'm 32 and a non-smoker.
OK, if you choose £100,000 benefit amount, it's £6.74 a month for the first year.
That costs less than I thought. And with £100,000, my wife could pay off the mortgage and a few other expenses.
The full benefit amount can be paid in advance if you're diagnosed as being terminally ill, and for greater peace of mind, you can add cover for your children or for critical illness.
Oh, that's good to know.
We'll send you a will kit with your policy, and as a thank you, you'll get back 10% of your first year's premiums. That's the Smart Cashback.
Great. I'll go ahead.
With Smart Life Insurance, you can help protect your family's future. Visit smartinsurance.co.uk/TV today.
This free Aviva Drive app measures how safely you drive, and you could save £104 on your car insurance, because your price is based not just on who you are, but how you drive. Oh, you wouldn't catch me on one of them things.
Safer drivers save an average of £104 on their car insurance with the free Aviva Drive app.
Round 7 of the Miltech Sport Volkswagen Racing Cup from Silverstone is an absolute stormer. It's a three-way fight for the race lead. Lucas Orrick, Aaron Mason, Joe Fulbrook, nose to tail, and you are riding with Fulbrook through the Beckett's S's. Sirocco Golf is the way the top three stands at the moment, and Joe Fulbrook, who has yet to win this year, moves up to second coming out of Chapel Curve. Onto the hanger straight they come. Lucas Orrick, also yet to win this year, leads the way. Aaron Mason in danger of dropping down to third, and don't forget he has yet to win this year as well. Down to Stoke Corner, Mason, number 8, looking the white and red Sirocco on the inside, tries to hang on to his second place, and he just about does it. Fulbrook levels with Mason down through Vale. The Golf is Fulbrook's car, and he goes second under braking. It's really brave stuff, this, because Silverstone is still very treacherous, very slippery, and Mason is the one who at the end of Vale gets sideways and almost got caught out there. On board now with Phil House. He runs fifth. That's David Sutton, the championship leader ahead of us. Formula One pits to the right, past the wing they go, then into the right-hand from Abbey, left through Farm and up towards Village. They use the curb to try to shortcut the corner as best they can. The curb can be lethal in these conditions, very wet and slippery. House closing right up onto the back of Sutton then for fourth place. Sutton has a cheeky look up the inside of Aaron Mason and elbows his way up alongside. Doesn't pay off though, Mason hangs onto the position. Lucas Orrick is still top dog despite everything that's been thrown at him in this race. Joe Fulbrook tries to fight back then. This is the run down Wellington straight into Brooklands, and Fulbrook has got the inside line and he's got the race lead. Down through the gears, doesn't want to stamp on the brakes and risk losing traction. He's got the inside line, he's got the race lead, and that was really nicely executed by Joe Fulbrook. Orrick slips back into second, so it's the champion of last year leading the runner-up from last year. Fulbrook checks his mirror, heads through Woodcote, heading up towards the line now. Out go the pit boards. Whether Joe Fulbrook, for example, has got time to read them is a moot point, because he's very busy indeed trying to fend off the rest of the pack as they work their way through Copse. Now, don't ignore the black Sirocco of David Sutton coming back into the mix, and poor old Howard Fuller, who started from the pit lane, has ended in the gravel. He did get into the race after a pit lane start, but hugely frustrated with himself. As you can see, he's off the road and now out of the race. Joe Fulbrook leads the way through Beckett's. Now, is he starting to escape a little while the Siroccos squabble behind him? I think he is. Orrick second, Mason is third, small gap, fourth and fifth, Sutton and House look. Onto the hanger straight they come. Joe Fulbrook still trying to edge away as best he can. Down they come towards Stoke Corner. He's not under immediate attack from Lucas Orrick, and he is trying to build an advantage. Ideally, he wants Orrick to carry on defending from Aaron Mason. Mason, in turn, has got to be mindful of where David Sutton there, looking the black Sirocco is. So Joe Fulbrook here might well be able to break away. The circuit is still very treacherous, and Phil House makes his move at the end of Vale, up alongside former Formula Renault racer David Sutton. And Sutton comes barrelling to the end of Vale, almost runs out of road going through Club. Up the inside of him now comes House. For fourth place, the gap opens up on the inside at Club Corner. Philhouse goes through, gains a place, and he's worked really hard for that for lap after lap after lap. He has sat on the tail of David Sutton. Now it works for him. A replay here of how Joe Fulbrook managed to grab the race lead. Through the loop, into Aintree, speed building onto Wellington Straight. Avoids the curbs, has the momentum, and gets himself out of the draft nice and early. He's got the power heading down Wellington Straight. And he doesn't stand on the brakes, goes down through the gears, all neatly controlled, and a good pass that to give Joe Fulbrook the race lead. Now, he and others are starting to find the wetter parts of the road here to look after the Hankook tyres, and Mason makes a mistake! Aaron Mason off at Brooklands at the end of Wellington Straight. Uses all the run-off tarmac to his advantage, skips back onto the road. Years ago, that would have been grass and gravel and retirement. Aaron Mason survives to tell the tale. So Joe Fulbrook is the race leader, second is Lucas Orrock, but now up to third is Philhouse. The race really is improving for him, whereas Mason is down in fifth. It's not his season thus far. This is round 7, he's not yet had a win, and that is almost alien to Aaron Mason. Lucas Orrock turns through Copse, hunting down Joe Fulbrook. And Howard Fuller, who's got the car out of the gravel, back into the pit lane, hugely frustrated.
As you got out, it wasn't belted up when you come back into the pit lane, so... That's all right.
By the sound of it, a trip to the clerk of the course may well be called for now for Howard Fuller, just to add insult to injury, as it were. Back on track, Aaron Mason is doing his best to gain places back again after that moment at Brooklands. It's still Fulbrook who leads the way as they work their way to Stowe Corner, moving around, partly to try to break the toe, break the slipstream effect that Orrock may benefit from, but also to find the wetter parts of the road. And it does look wetter over at Stowe than at other parts of the circuit. Philhouse works his way through Stowe. A replay of what happened to Aaron Mason here. So busy defending from House, he just misses the braking point. The car grabs going into Brooklands. Foot off the brake, doesn't fight it, lets it do its own thing, runs over the tarmac, back onto the road. Joe Fulbrook's lead is a modest one. He's not really gone scampering away, has he, from Lucas Orrock? The danger, though, now could well be Philhouse, because as they work their way out of Club Corner, House is inching up onto the back of Orrock, and second place may be up for grabs here. Through Abbey they go now, heading up towards Farm, and Philhouse looks like he's got the run now, heading to the outside line as they work their way up towards Village. Can't make the move there. What about at the loop? Short burst of acceleration. Ideally the gap on the inside is where House wants to be, but he can't position the car in time. Again, as they work their way towards Aintree, he has a look, but that doesn't pay off either. Now this battle for second is exactly what Fulbrook needs. Now Orrock is having to go slower by defending, and look, Fulbrook is getting away as House lines up for a move at Brooklands. Can't do it on the inside, and Sutton is attacking as well. He's closing up in fourth place now. Through Luffield, Fulbrook the leader, second and third absolutely together, and we're running out of time as well. The clock ticks away. Joe Fulbrook heading up towards the timing line. It looks as though a race win is going to go his way. Joe Fulbrook heads towards the checkered flag. It's the first win of the year for the reigning champion. Second is Lucas Orrock, and Philhouse just ahead of David Sutton by 36 thousandths of a second. An absolute stormer of a race, and it's not done yet. Simon Deaton there recovering after a spin early on. He's managed to catch up to Pete Littler. The two Siroccos as one. Littler's car badly damaged at Alton, badly damaged at Rockingham. Drama-free so far at Silverstone. He's heading up towards the timing line, and this is a battle for 14th and 15th places, and Pete Littler it is who's going to come through to hang on to the place. There's Paul de Hudre running behind them. The Sirocco battle comes through, and Pete Littler, the security firm MD from Warrington, hangs on to the place. He takes 14th. Joe Fulbrook then scores his first win of the year. Jack Walker-Tully only 6th in race 1 here behind Aaron Mason. Championship leader David Sutton only 4th. But Joe Fulbrook's your winner.
I've been doing it long enough to know that it's up and down all the time. But to get a win and that in the wet is with a bit of weight on the car as well is pretty good for us. And we just got to work on our dry setup and try and stay ahead of these boys that are pretty quick in the dry, you know.
Phil House came up strong towards the end, which I wasn't really expecting. I thought, you know, I've got this gap now, we'll be okay, and I'll try and attack Joe a bit. But it was more a case of kind of just keeping an eye on the mirrors, make sure you cover any lunges or anything like that. But fair play to everyone out there. It was a fantastically clean race, and no, I mean, in the championship point of view, that's exactly where we want to be. We want to get more results like that, so it's great. No, looking forward to the next one now.
What a fantastic race, nice and clean with everyone. Yeah, last podium was actually here 2 years ago, so it's been a long time coming.
I think you nearly had an opportunity towards the end to take second, didn't you?
Yeah, and I didn't realise, I saw on the pit board that was 3 minutes left, so I thought I might have got another lap in, and the car was on strong at the end, so I was hoping for that extra lap, but no avail. But yeah, I'm just happy. Podium now, I can just work from here now.
So what does all that do to the championship? Well, David Sutton remains the man at the top ahead of Aaron Mason, with Joe Fulbrook third, but Lucas Orrock is up to fourth, just 2 points ahead of Jack Walker-Tully. A happy Joe Fulbrook takes his first win of the season. Can he do the double at Silverstone? There's another race still to come.